Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the sixth session of the SSB Psychology Deep Analysis series. Today, we will cover word association test, and the word I've chosen for study today is defeat. And for this, I'll be playing a video which is a part of our digital access of How to Master Word Association Test book. Chapter number 11 of this book is dedicated to the word defeat. First, I have helped candidates understand why this particular word comes during the word association test. What are the most common mistakes made? Then there is analysis of sample responses. And then I have even helped candidates understand how they should actually write on this word. So without wasting time, let's get started. And if you have any questions, you can post them in the comments section. We'll take it up at the end of the session. So let's start. 40 comprehensive videos I have made on word association test will study the word defeat. I'll read out chapter on this word from my book and it will help you learn a lot. Please don't forget to like the video and share it with all your friends who are preparing for SSB and in all the SSB related groups that you are a part of. The fifth word we have taken for study is defeat. Please write a sentence on it quickly and only then read further. Analysis of why a word like defeat comes in WAT. First, let us understand why the word defeat is displayed in word association test. A word like defeat will be displayed to check what is the behavior mechanism of the candidate when he is faced with a situation in life where the results haven't come in as per his desire or where he has faced a defeat in life. One of the most key qualities of an officer is when things don't go his way, he sits and looks back and introspects. He makes an effort to understand why things didn't go the way he wanted. After understanding the reason, he works on it to ensure that the same mistake doesn't get repeated. Very often during the personal interview, one of the first things the IO asks the candidate is about his past attempts and why he didn't make it in his previous attempts. The very purpose of asking this question is to check whether the candidate introspected and tried to understand the reasons why he didn't make it, and if he did, then the next question is whether he worked on it to overcome weakness in that particular area. Here, it is not important for the IO whether his introspection was accurate or not. The IO will not be making a phone call to the previous board and cross-check whether the outcome of the candidate's introspection matches with what the actual reason was for his not making it. What is important is whether he made an effort to understand his weakness. It is precisely to check this particular quality that a word like defeat gets displayed during word association test. As is the case with most of the other words, here also the candidates simply do not have any idea about why this particular word has come and what is being gauged through it and how they should respond to it. As such, most of the candidates will write something which has an element of defeating opponent, or some will write poetry about defeating bad habits, and some will just write totally vague sentences which have no head or tail and reveal absolutely nothing about the candidate. So how is one supposed to write on a word like defeat? Let us first analyze candidates' response and then we will see model responses. In the process, we will understand how to write on a word like defeat. Pavan, India defeated Pak in Kargil war. Analysis. There are many issues with this sentence. First thing is the use of the word Pak. I always advise candidates to avoid casual language during the test. Writing Pakistan in place of Pak will be better. Having said that, the main problem with this sentence is very similar in essence to what Abhishek wrote on Atom. The sentence is exhibiting a sense of enjoyment in defeating Pakistan, jingoism being displayed. This can be very easily misinterpreted as deep hatred towards Pakistan and a burning desire to act against it. I have already explained earlier that any such trait being exhibited by a candidate will be very concerning to the board. The candidate will look like the character of Sunil Shetty from the famous movie Main Hoon Na. In that movie, the character of Sunil Shetty has such deep hatred for Pakistan that he even kills his own senior officers when he feels that they are a hurdle in his path. Similarly, in the James Bond movie Die Another Day, the character of Toby Stephens has the same traits. His deep hatred for the Americans and a burning desire to see them destroyed makes him kill even his own father when he feels that his father is a barrier in his desire getting fulfilled. For all these reasons, the personality of the candidate showing possible signs of insubordination and rebelliousness in the future will simply stop the board from recommending him, no matter how good he is in all other areas. Another weak point about this sentence is that it is a fact of life and it is nothing about the candidate. Navneet, hard work defeats failure. Analysis. My foremost advice to any candidate is that they should simply forget words like hard work, success, motivation, inspiration, and determination and not use them in sentences unless that is the very word which is displayed on the screen. There are many reasons why one shouldn't use these heavy words. First is that most of the candidates are just 21 to 25 in age and have just started learning about life. What achievement can we possibly have at this age which will give us the right to talk about hard work and success to the world? It will only sound like tall talks and will make the candidate look like a person who has a high opinion about himself. A desirable candidate is someone who is a down-to-earth, simple and humble person and not someone who thinks highly of himself. Another problem is that this sentence even has a preachy tone. It sounds like a sentence written by a 90-year-old who has extensive experience of life and is lecturing his grandson about it. A candidate must completely avoid being preachy in the test. The reason why showing signs of being preachy is not good is because in psychology, it is believed that a preachy person never acts and just keeps giving lectures and sermons. Most importantly, it is not confirming the trait which the board is looking for, and that is whether he studies reasons of defeat upon facing defeat in life. Now, Preet, defeating laziness is first step towards discipline. Analysis. This is exactly the kind of poetry I was talking about. We all know there is no such thing as defeating laziness. Have we ever heard anyone say during a routine conversation that he has defeated laziness? No habitual English speaker ever uses that kind of a phrase. This kind of a poetry is nothing but invention of new phrases in English language. The reason behind it is that the candidate is simply not aware of why the word has been displayed and what they should write on it. By writing these kind of poetic sentences, the candidates lose one crucial opportunity to show to the board that he is worthy of recommendation. Plus, it has element of being preachy also. Naveen, hardworking people even defeats the idea of defeat. Analysis. The analysis for Naveen's sentence will be the same as Navpreet's. Poetic, preachy, funny. Manish, vision defeat problem. Again, it's the same as Navpreet's sentence. Abhishek, defeating enemy country is a matter of national pride. Analysis. Once again, Abhishek has written a sentence which confirms the same negative traits exhibited earlier in the sentence written by Pawan. If you think about it carefully, you will realize that the way he is enjoying how our country defeated enemy also confirms his love for fights and conflicts. Jingoism is getting reflected more than anything else. Even during occasions where our country has defeated Pakistan, veteran officers have grieved more over the loss of their own men in the conflict rather than dance over Pakistan being defeated. The grief is always more than the positivity of winning a war. This kind of jingoism being reflected by the candidate will never go in his favor. Wanting to join army does not mean one is supposed to show love for war and conflict. In fact, armed forces anywhere in the world need a peacemaker more than a fire starter. Fire starters harm their own country first before ever harming their enemy. An ideal officer is someone who doesn't harbor hatred for anyone. Even when participating in a war, he will exhibit a sense of duty and responsibility rather than burning hatred. Emotional turbulence blinds a person's sense of judgment. A person who is acting in a conflict under huge emotional turbulence will never be able to contribute in an appropriate manner to war efforts. Nitin, army defeated the terrorists. Analysis. Fact of life. True. Question is, does it reveal anything about the candidate, especially the trait which the board wants to see? Another weak point is the use of the word army. Using our army whenever writing about our army makes it sound far better and shows a deep sense of love and bond towards our army. Shivam, person having moral behavior always defeat demorality. Analysis. Again, poetry. Another weak point is that there is no such thing as defeating demorality. Immorality is the word the candidate was wanting to use. Hussein, hard work gives the more strength to defeat the competitors. Analysis. We already discussed about the use of the word hard work earlier. Second, it is sounding more like an observation of life and not showcasing any behavior trait of the candidate. Dheeraj, well, team cooperation defeat opponent team. Ahmad, proper strategies help defeating opponent team. Analysis. Dheeraj and Ahmad's sentences are also of the same nature. I already discussed about how lot of candidates will write about defeating someone or something, especially an opponent or a competitor. The sentences are not negative but then don't confirm the quality which the board is trying to check. Tarun, Indian team defeated all odds to win the championship. Analysis. Use of the word Indian makes it sound like the candidate is from some foreign land. Using the word our country is always much better than using the word India. Second problem is that the sentence is not revealing anything about the candidate. The sentences written by Tarun, Dheeraj and Ahmad are not negative and do not showcase any negative quality. They will be accepted but will lack in quality as they do not show what the board is trying to see. Piyush, the opponents were not believing their defeat. Analysis. In this sentence, it is slightly sounding like degrading defeated opponents and also bragging about self. Not at all a desirable quality in any candidate. Shreya, every defeat gives seed for growth in future. Analysis. The sentence is on the right track but not precise. On the right track because it has an element of learning from defeat. That is precisely what the board wants to see. How it could have been improvised. Let us see. Model sentences. Defeat in volleyball was analyzed and worked upon. Reasons of defeat in cricket match were studied and improved upon. Analysis. Both the above sentences clearly confirm that the candidate does sit back and think why he suffered defeat, and then he even works upon those reasons to ensure that it doesn't get repeated in the future. The additional quality which gets confirmed is that he's into team games. This again will be liked by the board a lot. So this is how you can reveal additional or multiple qualities through your sentences, which help the board members make a decision in your favor. So that brings us to the end of today's session. Now, once again, I would like to reiterate here that word association test is the easiest of all the tests conducted during your SSB. And that is the reason why we are giving this digital access of this book totally free with our TAT and SRT digital combo. Plus, we are right now offering the TAT and SRT digital combo at 20% discount. And those who want to avail the benefit of this, link has been given in the description. You can buy it from there. It is available on our app. And tomorrow we will be continuing our study of artillery shells. I'm sure you have found today's video helpful. Please like it and share it with all your friends who are preparing for SSB and in all the SSB related groups that you are a part of. Tomorrow we'll continue our study of artillery shells. I'll end the video here. Please take very good care of yourself. See you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Take care. Bye-bye.